Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am super excited about today's video because it is all about our trip to Universal during a pandemic. So if you are interested, stay tuned. Do you like my wig? Her name is Erin Huntington. It's a character from Monster High. Maddie named her, and I haven't worn her in a while, so I figured I'd just whip her out for this video. But in any case, let's get down to it. Okay, so we did go to Orlando back in February this year, and we had no plans to go back quite this soon. I'm going to be doing a dedicated video solely to the details of those trips because they were polar opposites. We did everything insanely different. So I kind of want to give you guys tips and tricks and details on those vacations, what we did, which kind of way we like better, and what we're probably going to continue doing in the future. So even though this is going to be a very talky video, I'm not going to get into a whole bunch of details on the trip because that will be saved for the next video. So definitely, if you guys are interested on planning and hearing about what we did, stay tuned for that video. But then the pandemic happened, and when they reopened, their deals were insane, to the point that we actually were cutting, before we even got to Orlando, we were cutting the trip in half. So we debated it for months, and then we finally were like, we need to go. I did not expect it to be so hella humid in the month of November down in Orlando. So kudos to all of you that went through the summer and still wore your mask and were listening, and awesome job, because I could not have gone in the middle of the summer and worn the mask. You do have to wear a mask in the airport, on the plane, in the transportation, at the hotel, in the parks, all the time. So we had spoken to Maddie and we're like, hey girl, if we do this, you have to wear a mask. And she promised us she would be fine with it. She's 4 years old, and she actually did a really good job. Like, I'm really proud of her because she didn't complain about the mask at all. She never had a fit about the mask. She did a great job. We made sure that we bought masks that she would like. Like, we got her a unicorn mask from Target. I also got her the Despicable Me mask from Universal. So she was really happy and she never complained. So we left on a Sunday, and a particular Sunday we left on November 8th, which was the Eagles bye week, so Bob didn't miss an Eagles game. We went down there and we spent the day in the hotel. We had debated to go to the park that day because the forecast for Monday looked like it was going to be a complete wash. It was 90% all day. I said to him, if we go today, then we have nothing to do tomorrow, because if it does rain, we can't go to the pool like we can today. The arcade in the hotel is closed. There's nothing that we can do. So we might as well just deal with the rain tomorrow and like enjoy the hotel today. Being from Delaware, we're never going to be able to go to an outdoor pool in November. So I'm like, we have to do that. So we went in the pool. Then on Sunday night, we went to Bob Marley Tribute to Freedom restaurant, which I can't say how it normally operates. I'm sure it's a normal Monday through Sunday restaurant, but during the time now, they were only open on the weekends. So we really wanted to go. We went to Jamaica for our honeymoon. We love Jamaica. We're big Soulja fans and Bob Marley fans, so we needed to go to this restaurant. If you guys go, or if you've gone, definitely comment down below what your thoughts were. We liked it. It was fun. It was a good atmosphere. The drink that we got Maddie, which all of us were obsessed with, was the Mighty Good drink. And it is a blend of pineapple, strawberry, and coconut juice. It was so good. Oh my goodness. It was so good. And their plantain chips. If you like plantains, you gotta get the plantain chips. They were so good. And then as a bonus, they actually had live music there. So they had a reggae cover band doing a bunch of Bob Marley songs. So me and Maddie danced in the middle of the courtyard and we kind of also danced next to our table. So we had a lot of fun doing that. Overall, we had a really good experience. For dessert that night, we went to Voodoo Donuts, which we loved. Voodoo Donuts, we went there last time. I didn't get a donut last time, so I got one this time. They were all delicious. And actually Monday ended up not being a wash at all. It rained a little bit off and on. I think the biggest downpour was when we were getting on Hogwarts from Hogsmeade to King's Cross. That is the only time we had a downpour, and we were soaked by the time that we got on. So other than that, it really wasn't that bad of a time. But funny enough, one of the research resources that I used is Tim Tracker. If you guys do not know him, I highly recommend him. He lives in Orlando. He goes to a bunch of the parks, not only Universal, but Disney and all the surrounding parks. He gives so much detail in his videos. He's incredible. I've been watching him for years. He helped me a lot with planning both trips. So, funny enough, we ran into him there on Monday. Actually, I'm going to link the video down below, because if you watch it and when he's talking about decorating the Green Gods Bank, you actually see me, Bob, and Maddie walking into Green Gods. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, I walked up to him and I told him that I loved him and I love watching their videos. His wife Jen was super nice. She said that I looked cute even though I was dripping wet. Like I told her, like, this outfit was just supposed to be because I knew I was gonna get wet today. She's like, no, you look really cute. So thank you, you're a sweetheart, even though I know you were lying. So yeah, Monday was really fun. Monday we got on a couple of rides. The first ride that we rode this time around that we didn't get to ride last time was Race Through New York with Jimmy Fallon. Maddie ended up loving that ride. We rode that ride every single day. It was a good ride. Definitely if you get motion sickness, like I was starting to get towards the end, here's a trick. If you do get motion sickness, focus on one thing and don't let that thing be the scenery. So for example, I don't want to give too much away, but when he's zooming through New York, focus on him. Don't look around and look at the buildings. Focus on only him, and that helped me tremendously. By doing that on that and a couple other rides, I actually didn't feel bad. So if you get motion sickness, even though they warn you not to get on, and you still want to get on, just focus on the main character. Don't focus on the landscape. So in February, we didn't get to ride Hagrid's. The first day, I think it was on a delay, and then the second day, they had shut it down to do a commercial, so we never got to ride it. Oh my God, Hagrid. We got to ride that. We averaged out every day. With the delays, we rode it twice one day. Oh my God. Hagrid's is 100% worth the wait. Now, I don't know if I'd wait for like 2 hours. Definitely within anywhere from like an hour and a half under. 100% worth the wait. It is such an amazing ride. And we found out when we got home that that ride cost them $300 million to make. $300 million to make. That's insane. But I don't want to give too much away when it comes to Hagrid's, but 100% worth the wait. We've shown videos, which I will link down the best video for Hagrid, which is by the Potter Collector. We've had Maddie watch that a couple of times, and she's really excited. She wants to go on it, so she has to be 48 inches to ride on it. So a couple more inches, and we're coming back to see you, Hagrid. So that was pretty much what we did on Monday. We had a pretty normal day. We rode a good amount of rides. Oh, we actually did go on Jurassic Park, which we hadn't rode the last time. That was fun. We're probably never going to get back on it because Maddie was very scared, but I kept telling her, I'm like, you saved us from the T-Rex. You did such a great job. We're safe now because of you. So she was telling all the other employees that she saved us from the T-Rex, which was really cute. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna get on it until she is a little bit older, because she was not a fan. Not a fan. And you do get wet. An employee straight up lied to Bob and was like, oh, you don't get wet. If you sit in the back, you won't get wet. We got soaked. Absolutely soaked. And that is the one ride that you don't have to wear a mask if you don't want to. So yeah, I'll put pictures up, but you won't see us in mask because we didn't have to ride it. We didn't have to wear it. So our dinner for Monday was at Bubba Gump. We've never been there, and it is a franchise, so there is other locations. Actually, it was really good food. I was actually really shocked at how good it was. I wasn't expecting it to be blown away. Maddie got a little Jenny boat for her kids meal, which was so cute. And our waiter was awesome. He came over and gave us Forrest Gump trivia questions, and it was awesome. So we had a really good time at Bubba Gump. And if you guys like seafood, and actually if you don't, because he actually was telling us about how their ribs are really good, because some people don't eat seafood. But if you guys like Forrest Gump, definitely check it out. It was definitely worth it. Okay, so Tuesday. So here's a trick. If you are staying on property. So if you're staying on property, even at the modest hotels, which was what we were staying at, you still get an hour early entry into the park. Now, it's not both parks. It is particular days that they open one or the other. And I'm pretty sure that it's studios on the weekends and islands throughout the week. I know for our week, it was islands. We got up and we were on the shuttle by 7:30 every morning. We were in line by 7:45 or 8 o'clock. And it was awesome because islands actually opened sooner than studios. Studios normally opens at 9 o'clock. But when you do early entry, they were opening islands at 8:45. So I have video of us being the very first ones in line like 3 days in a row, just because we're freaks and we wanted to get there early. I was the very first one on Hagrid that day, the very first rider of the day. We had to do child swap. I rode Hagrid's first on child swaps, and then he rode Forbidden Journey first for child swap. So I was very first one on that day. It was awesome. I was very first motorcycle, which was amazing. That happened twice that week, that I was the very first rider of the day. You have to run. So this is the tip. So get there early, wait in line, get everything together so you can hustle. Once you get scanned, run. You have to run. I had to run. But if you run and you get on Hagrid's first, the rest of the day is so smooth. You can actually, by the time that you get back off, it might be short enough line to get back on it. We never did. We just got on it once, and then we went to Flight of the Hippogriff or Forbidden Journey. That's another thing. If you are doing child swap for Forbidden Journey, definitely look into going to Flight of the Hippogriff. It was right next to it while you're waiting. Now, it is super fast. Flight of the Hippogriff is really fast for a kid's ride, but Maddie loves it. We went on that ride multiple times. Like, I think there was one day that we went on there 6 times in a row. So I definitely recommend, just to give them something to do while you're waiting for child swap. I can't speak for how child swap is normally, but this one you're not allowed in the room. They they move you outside. Like, you either go in the gift shop for Forbidden, or you go completely outside for Hagrid's. The rest of the park still does not open until 10, but Hogsmeade, most of what Hogsmeade is open. So you can ride Forbidden. You can do a lot of spells before anybody else comes in. So there's a lot of benefits for getting there early and getting Hagrid's out of the way first. We had a pretty typical day on Tuesday. I'm pretty sure on Tuesday we were able to watch the Tales of Beedle the Bard, which we watched last time, and we got the Fountain of Good Fortune. but this time we actually got the Three Brothers, which was great. So we watched that show, and it's really fun. So if you guys have the Universal app, definitely check it out. See the times that they're going to do it. Definitely try to coordinate with your schedule, but it's definitely something to watch. So on Tuesday is the day that we stayed in the park, and we had our dinner at the Leaky Cauldron. We had it really early to beat the dinner rush. I think we ended up eating at like 3:30, 4 o'clock. Now, things have changed for the Leaky Cauldron. It's always been a quick service, but because you're not like allowed to stay at the register and order and then go to your seat, you have to go to your seat, mobile order. It was kind of confusing. We saw some people going up and getting their meals. Some people were having their waitresses bring them over. I love the fact that I got to have my dinner and listen to Harry Potter music the entire time. That was great. So Wednesday. Wednesday was probably the most interesting day. So we went to Islands, did the trick like normal, got there, was the first one in line. We're ready to go. It is 5 minutes till the gates open. And then there comes a sign that says Hagrid is going to be open later today. Bob and I look at each other and we're like, what the heck do we do now? We don't decide to go to studios. We stay at Islands. We still beeline, but we don't have to run anymore. Still go to Hogsmeade. Go on Forbidden first. We get out. The second we get out of Forbidden, the line is already marked at 90 minutes. I will tell you something. If Hagrid is not running, it changes the entire day. Hagrid didn't start running that day until I think 1 or 2. It changed everything. Not only in Islands, but also in studios. Everyone goes to Hagrid's. So if those people aren't waiting in that line, they're waiting in every other line. We didn't get on many rides that day. I think overall we might have gotten on like maybe 6 or 7. We weren't able to get on many rides that day because of the long waits. You would think Hagrid is really, really fast. I'm not going to give anything away, but you go really fast on Hagrid. So they're not allowed to operate when it's really windy. They do operate in the rain though. We found that out the next day. They do operate in the rain. And I'm telling you right now, if you go in the rain, you're going to be pelted, girlfriend. So we did go do a couple of shows. The one show that I will tell you, you have to see. I've never seen Bourne Supremacy, but we watched the Bourne Stunt-tacular. Oh my God, you have to see it. It's incredible. I don't want to give any spoilers away. There's really nothing I can say that won't spoil it for you, but trust me when I say you have to watch this show. You will not be disappointed. So Wednesday night, we went to some chocolate emporium. It was really funny because Bob was like, why are we going to this for dinner? It's going to be is chocolate. I'm like, no, they have food. We met the owners and the human robot. That restaurant was our #1 restaurant. Both Bob and I loved that restaurant. The food was great. The service was great. The dessert was great. We just had a great time. Maddie loved it there. She loved talking to the guys. Little side note, Bob has these shoes. They're bright yellow. I'm going to show you somewhere on the screen. They are bright yellow and they have smiley faces on them. I hate them. Hate them. But for some reason, I'm like the only one because he gets compliments on those shoes all the time. And the robot says, sir, I'd like your happy shoes. I started laughing. It cracked me up, but I don't know how he keeps getting compliments on these shoes. Normally, they do walk around and go to each table and talk to everybody, but because of social distance, they were in this like little area fenced off, and you can go and talk to them. They were right at the beginning of the restaurant, so it was really cool. When we went in February, Maddie met 26 characters when we went for those 2 days. This time around, unfortunately, I don't know offhand how many she met, but because of social distance, they were either on a stage or they were like in a fenced off area, but they all had like barricades around them. Then you had the markers. So she did still meet them. Unfortunately, it couldn't be as personal as it was in February, but we still got to meet a good amount of characters. Actually, I think that we met characters that we didn't meet in February. It was very disheartening to be down there because you see them struggle. We talked to one of their employees and you just see how much it's affected them. And so my heart goes out to not only Universal, but all the parks down in Florida. I mean, here in Delaware, we suffered. I mean, summer is our number one time to be successful around here. We bank on summer. Everyone comes here for the beaches, and we did horrible this year. So my heart goes out to all the businesses everywhere that struggled this year. I really hope that you guys bounce back. I really hope that next year is super profitable for you. I wish it didn't happen. It is what it is. I'm glad that we went down there to support you and give you any money that we could have to help you get through this time. Thursday was a crazy day. So, it was raining. It was raining pretty hard. And so we're debating what the heck to do the whole time going there and I was like, Bob, I really think because the day before Hagrid wasn't running, I was like, Bob, I think we really need to go to Studios today. I don't think that they're going to run Hagrid's. I don't want the same thing to happen that happened yesterday. Like, we need to go to Studios first. And he was like, okay, we'll go to Studios. We went to Studios. They didn't open 15 minutes early. And Hagrid didn't shut down. But it was still raining. It rained for another like hour and a half while we were in the park that morning. So, but the good thing about Studios is that like 90% of their rides is inside. So we hopped to Despicable Me, then we went to Shrek, then we went to Race Against New York, then we went to Transformers. Like, we popped around and we got things done. Thursday was our most successful day. Thursday, by the end of the day, we rode 20 rides. That's a pretty successful day. I think we went on Green Gods twice that day. And then we hopped over from King's Cross to Hogsmeade, and that was the first time that we'd done that. We had rode Hogsmeade to King's Cross. So this time around, I was able to get the 9 3/4 platform because this whole week they were pretty packed. Thursday was the day that she was wearing her Hermione Granger outfit, so she looked really cute getting on the Hogwarts Express and doing all her spells. So we hopped over, went to Hogsmeade, and that day, even though by the time that we got to Hogsmeade, it was around 12 o'clock-ish, that day was the day that we were able to ride Hagrid's twice. We went back to back. We got out of line, went right back in. Now, I will let you guys know something. During the pandemic and having those markers, they can't really give you an accurate time frame when it comes to the lines. We noticed that none of the ride times were actually accurate. It would actually be a lot shorter than what was on there. Like, Hagrid's at one point said it was like a 60-minute wait. We got through the line within 23 minutes. So they're trying their best. They just can't accurately tell you how fast it's going to go. Because one, they have to space you out so they don't know how many people are in your party. So just bear that in mind. Even if the times seem very scary, still try to go in because you might be surprised at how fast you get through the queue. And Hagrid's queue is the longest queue ever. Oh my god, that queue goes on for like a mile. It's insane. Another pro tip for you, when you're in Hagrid's, right before you get to Hagrid's hut, so you're going to go in, take a right, go up this like brick wall. right there between the trees is where I took the most amazing picture of the castle. So right there, just stop, take a picture of the castle. It's such a good view and it looks like legit. You don't see many rides around. You don't see a lot of people. You just see the castle. So definitely try to do that if you remember. So Cowfish was another restaurant that was closed throughout the week. They opened up on Thursdays and go through the weekend. So I did make a reservation. However, we were in Hagrid's line. We're about an hour away from the reservation, so I called and canceled. We were able to get in. We finally got there around like 6:30. We were able to get in no problem. So again, don't be scared if you can't get a reservation because they were booked for a reservation for the rest of the night. We got right in. So we love Cowfish. If you're not aware of what Cowfish is, it's a fusion between like burgers and sushi. It's great. I got sushi. Bob got a burger. It's really good food. Definitely highly recommend it. That is one of our tops. Like that, we went in February, went back again this time around. We love it there. Friday, our last day at the park. So we go back to Islands. I think that day was the second day that I was on Hagrid's, the very first one of the day. We did a good amount. We saw how busy its heart had started getting. That Friday was Friday the 13th, and the following day they were going to start their holiday season. So you saw how much more busy it was getting. They had the holiday walkthrough at Studios, which wasn't open yet, so we couldn't do that. So we rode a lot of the same rides that we were doing. We rode Jimmy Fallon's every day. We rode Men in Black every day. We rode Green Gots every day. Flyers every day. Fly to the Hippogriff every day. So we finished off with a pretty lighter day. I tried, the butterbeer ice cream. We loved butterbeer. We had it every single time. We tried the pumpkin pasties, which was good. Definitely, if you like pumpkin pie, 100% try the pumpkin juice. You can get it at a Hoppin' Pie. You can't get it in the carts anymore. They're not doing the bottles anymore. But if you get it, you can get Hoppin' Pod, or if you're in Hogsmeade, then Hogshead. But definitely try it. It was delicious. We got it like 2 times. It was so good. I wasn't really a fan of the peach fuzz or peach fizz. That really didn't get me. We saw the frog choir that day. That was really cool. That is something I really wanted to see. All right, another trick is when it comes to Ollivander's. Now there is Ollivander's store and then Ollivander's experience. For those of you who don't know, the Ollivander experience is the scene out of the very first movie when Harry is picking out his wand. They go through the same kind of stuff. Maddie was picked to do it. And Hogsmeade, they open the line at 9:45. We lined up at 9:30, so we were the second family to go in. Each family takes about 15 minutes, so it adds up for your time pretty fast. By the time you're in the 4th one, you're already waiting an hour. Definitely look into kind of getting there sooner, waiting in line about 9:30. That way you can get in and get out and get on with your day. In Diagon Alley, though, they do things differently. In Diagon Alley, you actually have a list. They do I believe you do like probably your family name, how many is involved, and then the time. So they do reservations. At Hogsmeade, they don't. It is a line. So obviously we were always in Hogsmeade first, so we just did Hogsmeade, Ollivander's first. Ollivander's was hilarious because Maddie had a great time doing it. It was awesome to witness. It was awesome to do it. However, Ollivander's hustled us. He hustled us real good. She has on a unicorn mask, a unicorn lanyard, and the wand that chooses her is made of unicorn hair. And she's like, unicorn! I was like, you already have a Hermione Granger wand. we seriously have to go buy this again. So we had to buy her this wand. And now we have two, which is great because she wasn't so keen on sharing. So now she has a wand, I have a wand. We're all happy now. It's great. But he hustled us. He hustled us so good. But that was, every time I watch that video and I hear him say unicorn hair, I just start cracking up. I'm like, well played, Ollivander. Well played. So that was my trip to Universal during a pandemic. Thank you for sticking around to the end because I know a lot of this was talking. I really hope that you enjoyed the video as well as got some ideas and tips and tricks to go for your vacation. I highly recommend to Universal. If you are a Harry Potter fan, you definitely have to go. You will not be disappointed. You feel like you're a wizard. It's great. We definitely went through a couple of Easter eggs, which I will show right now. Like Diagon Alley took the place of Jaws, so there's a little bit of homage to Jaws. So we took a couple of pictures of that. Overall, we had a great time, even with the pandemic, even with the structure the way it is, even with the restrictions. We had a great time. We did so many spells. We had so many great experiences. We saw so many great shows. We are 100% a Universal family. I don't regret going down there at all. There was times that I couldn't breathe, but it was definitely well worth it. The plan was to go back in 2023. If you do not know, Universal has plans to open up a third park, which will be called Epic Universe. However, because of the pandemic, they have put a lot of things on hold, which might delay the opening for an entire year. I don't know if we're willing to wait till 2024 to go back. As soon as Maddie is 48 inches and she can ride Forbidden Journey and Hagrid, we're booking our tickets. It's gonna happen. Like, again, thank you for sticking around. Please leave a comment down below if you have gone to Universal, especially if you've gone during the pandemic, and how your experience was, as well as any ideas that you have about Universal or any comments. Please consider subscribing and giving this video a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And until next time, bye guys.